in this meeting.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. Fine. You joined twice in this meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's get started. First things first, I always, while we talk, I tend to write some information down so I don't forget the stuff we are talking about. So don't worry if I'm looking here to the side. This is where my monitor is. Got it all wrong. This is where I monitor and I'm writing stuff down as we talk. Okie dokie. This one, all set up. Yes. First, thanks for your time and thanks for your interest. What we're going to do is I'm going to introduce a bit to Continental. I'm going to introduce myself a bit, what I'm doing, and what this process is all about. And then we talk about a bit about your CV. I've got some technical stuff to ask you, and in the end, time for your question, whatever you like. So let me check. I've opened your CV, so I've got an idea about what this is all about. Yes. So we are talking about DevOps today. Great, I love it. A bit to Continental and Continental. How much do you know about Conti Tech already? So I know how deep I have to go.
Yeah, I just know, like I have gone to your website, so it's a both a product and a service-based company. So nowadays it's moving to AI as well.
Yeah. Okay. Then let me get started with that. Continental is a car part producing company. It's mostly famous for its tires, obviously, but there are also other parts. And they're founded in Germany, and yes, quite old company.
Okay.
In this, what?
No, nothing. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yes. So basically, yes, and with all the producing companies, you've got these production sites, and in the production sites, you always try to improve the production lines. You have customers. You want to know more about your customers. You want to know a lot about stuff you're doing. So this is basically was the technical part of it, and the technical part is mostly done by a subsidiary of Continental, which is called ContiTech. 2 or 3 months ago, probably a bit earlier even, or longer, the other way around, Continental decided to spin off ContiTech, which basically means that, and not just spinning it out, but cutting it hard. So which basically means that ContiTech has to rebuild a lot of its stuff from new copy, some things from Continental, and recreate stuff, which also means recreating cloud infrastructure, recreating a lot of yes, infrastructure, automation, supporting the data engineers who are doing the data analysis, and help them to provide them with infrastructure, provide them with pipelines to create, develop, and publish their programs, actually. And that's what we are talking currently about. So a DevOps position, so to say. And I myself, talking a bit about myself, in case you have no further question about Conti and Continental, Conti Tech and Continental, a bit about myself.
Okay.
I'm Kai. Yes. Yeah. Got anything?
No, nothing. I just said okay.
Okay. So a bit about myself. I am since nearly 30 years in IT operations, leading infrastructure teams and conducting projects. I'm supporting the current lead data architect, which is Christian, to staff his team and getting more people in it. A lot of this team will be about data engineering, but as I said before, data engineers need infrastructure, and therefore one who knows about cloud infrastructures a bit. And then, yes, and I'm supporting Christian in all these infrastructure topics, and also since he is quite a lot of stuff to do, supporting him and finding the right people to joining in his teams. So basically, it brings me to what this current process will be about. Is the first step in this finding people is talking with me, some basic stuff. Then it's going to be next step is going to be with Christian. This will be a bit more focused about the data engineering, about your exposure regarding data engineering, what have you done in the past regarding this, and a bit more country tech stuff. And the final meeting will be with Nicholas, who is the department lead. So it's going to be more about the job itself and stuff like this. Yes, so let's get started with your CV. I looked into your CV so far, and I would like you to sum a bit what you did in your past. What did you like about what's your what you prefer to do, how you did it, and stuff like this.
Yeah, so actually myself, Sheikh Molodi. So I'm basically from Andhra Pradesh, India. So coming to my work experience, I'm having overall 5 years of experience in IT industry and relevant into this cloud and DevOps. I'm holding 4+ years of experience. So initially, I started my career as a Linux admin. Then later, I moved into the cloud and DevOps technologies. So in these 4 years of experience, I have worked on various DevOps tools. Version control system tool is a GitHub, Bitbucket. Build tool is Maven. CI/CD tools I have used Jenkins, Argo CD, GitHub Actions, containerization tools Docker and Kubernetes. Infrastructure provisioning tool is a Terraform and configuration management tool as a Ansible. Coming to this monitoring tool, I have used Prometheus, Grafana, ELK Stack, and CloudWatch. So all these tools mainly I install and configure in Linux environments, which are Red Hat and Ubuntu based operating systems. I have a very good experience with cloud technologies as well, majorly into DevOps and some part of majorly into AWS and some part of GCP, Alibaba, Azure, E2E networks. So this is simply about myself.
Regarding this one, what did you do for a great part for Contitech currently is to set up infrastructure. And how did you do this? I mean, Terraform, for example, is a lot better. Or just take a step back. Just if I would, if you would give them the chance to just choose whatever tooling you like to deploy
Okay.
an infrastructure to deploy an infrastructure in Azure, for example. Like you can use whatever you like. You have to set up the environment, like setting up VPCs, network rules, and VMs. In
Okay.
these VMs, there needs to some configuration stuff. And then you've got Kubernetes and needs to deploy stuff into Kubernetes. Which tools would you do? How would you come with what would be your idea to get this whole stuff done if there is nothing there?
Sure, definitely. See, if you want to like host or deploy any of the application, so first of all we have to provision the infrastructure. Okay, so by using this Terraform, I'm automating the infrastructure. I mean provisioning all the resources, which are VPC, subnet, route table, internet gateway, NAT gateway, Elastic IP. These are all the networking components. So once our public subnets, private subnets are in place, then I will be launching a virtual missions within a private subnet. So when we create the virtual machine by using the private subnet, so that time it won't be create any public IP. So to access that VM, we will be using the session manager and also bastion host. So once we will be accessing that virtual machine, so on top of that we will be installing few web servers, Apache, Nginx, HTTPD, and if it is a Docker kind of thing, so I will be creating the Docker file. Then I will be building the Docker image, pushing the Docker image to the Docker Hub registry or ECR registry. Then I will be creating the container by using that Docker image. So if it is coming to this Kubernetes environment, let's say first of all we have to create the cluster. Okay, uh, the cluster should be provisioned within this private network. Okay, so actually this cluster contains multiple worker nodes. Okay, it can be more than two. So this cluster actually having few components like master node, Cube API server, etcd scheduler, Cube controller. Then this worker node also contains few components, kubelet, kube proxy, and container runtime. So deploy any of the application, we have to install this Docker on Kubernetes. Okay, then we can mm, prepare a manifest files, and I will be installing, configuring this Jenkins for CI/CD pipelines purpose. See, in within our Kubernetes cluster, we have to install Helm as well. So to install few dependencies like Kong API server, if it is a microservices, Kong API server, Kclock, and Postgres DB. So I'm installing all these things by using this Helm. I think Prometheus and Grafana also I was installed by using this Helm charts. So within this CI/CD pipeline, I will be defining few of the steps. Checkout, I mean cloning the code, and second step is installing the dependencies, building the Docker image, pushing the Docker image, and deploying that Docker image on top of Kubernetes cluster by using these kubectl commands. So nowadays, I have used Argo CD as well. It's a continuous delivery tool, so it will always go and check if there is any commit happen within GitOps repository. So it will pull that latest Docker image with into our cluster. Actually, we are integrating Trivy as well, Trivy and SonarQube for quality purpose. Then we will analyzing that report. If there is any vulnerabilities, so we will be fixing those vulnerabilities accordingly, and also setting up this monitoring. Once the application will be online, we will be checking the application log, I mean performance, CPU consumption, memory consumption, and disk utilization, all these things. And also we will be setting this alerting if any system or URL went down, so it will get the trigger the alerts. Accordingly, we will starting the investigation and troubleshooting it.
When it comes to Jenkins, why use Jenkins? And I suppose you did work with Jenkins in the past. And how did you configure? So, what was your style of writing pipelines? So which language did you use, and how did you?
Okay, so in Jenkins, it's a continuous integration and continuous delivery thing, right? So when the developer rapidly making the changes within his code, so if you want to do manually, so it will take time, right? So to reduce the time, we will be automating the continuous integration of this code by using this Jenkins. So actually, within a Jenkins, I will be creating freestyle jobs and also pipeline jobs. Within a pipeline jobs, we are writing a declarative pipeline by using this Groovy script. And we required a few of the plugins, Kubernetes, CLI, Docker plugin. If it is a Node.js plugin, Java, then
Yes, yes, I know. In my past, I worked a lot with Jenkins, and for me, Jenkins was always like, oh, it's a bit old school actually. When it comes to cloud native stuff, I always when I was a lot younger, there was Circus CI, which was quite fine, but nowadays they go with GitHub Actions, which is just pure YAML style configuration. In case you want to have, you might need some GitHub script in case you want to interact with PR comments, writing comments, but that aside doesn't matter much. And yes, have you ever worked with something like, I didn't get it actually, whether you ever worked with Argo CD and Flux or Flux CD?
Argo CD I worked on actually.
Yeah. And which concepts of Argo CD did you use for deploying stuff into Kubernetes?
Okay.
Like,
Understood.
yeah.
See, actually, we will be maintaining the separate repository. Okay, within I mean GitOps repository within our GitHub account. So what we are maintaining all the manifest files within that repository. Okay, then when we are building the Docker image, okay, so we will be entering into that GitOps repository. By using this function. Then we can update manifest file. So within Argo CD UI, so we are manually creating the projects. Okay, so project name and namespace and which Kubernetes cluster. We are defining all these things and which repository I mean, manifest files are available in which repository. We are defining all these things. Then we will be creating the job. So in our manifest file, we are keeping service.yaml, deployment.yaml, ingress.yaml. So it will provision I mean, deploy all these things. So we will be using Ingress and Loadbalancer to expose our application.
Yeah, it's not necessarily. You can do, but you can just drop it if you like. Yes, but on the other hand, which would be a bit more easier, I suppose, is if you just, instead of creating, I'm always kind of guy, I'd say sometimes I'm lazy, but in a good way, because doing manual stuff is something I don't fancy because it's error prone and yes, it's never a clever idea to do something manually. And Argo CD actually has some custom resource definitions, which make it quite easier to just deploy some stuff in a Kubernetes, and Argo CD automatically picks it up and creates project and this whole dependency trees of resources and whatever. So it's quite easy to go that way, actually.
Yeah, we can do it. We can actually create the projects by using the Terraform also. So
Yes, that's something. Yes, I know you can do this, but Terraform and Kubernetes, I've worked a lot with that. It's always terrible because actually, uh, uh, in Kubernetes manifests, which are controlled by Terraform, Kubernetes manifests might change a lot within itself. At least you've got this whole status stuff, which is prone to change. And when you're working with Terraform doesn't like if deployed items changes a lot, and so you'll always have some issues if you don't fix your Terraform scripts, and this is not funny. So I always prefer using something different than Terraform to deploy stuff into Kubernetes. Also, you can do, it's not an issue, can be done, but yes. Anyway,
here we are just creating the projects only, but the version releases, this kind of stuff we are not performing through Terraform.
yep. How much have you worked in your past with tools like with tools which are needed for data engineers? For example, could you work with Scala? Do you have an idea of what Scala actually is, or have you ever worked with Spark, or have you ever worked with Databricks, for example?
I didn't get a chance to work on this Scala PySpark. I have used the databases MySQL, Postgres, MariaDB, MongoDB, Redis, Kafka.
Okay, okay, Databricks. Okay. What else do I see in your? I see, as far as I can tell. Give me a second. You worked a lot with AWS. How much? And Alibaba Cloud, I see as well. How much did you work in your past with Azure, and how long was it ago?
Okay, understood. So actually, when I working with Win Robotico Digital LLP, so there I got a chance to explore Alibaba and Azure clouds. So initially, I was actually supporting guy for one of the project Assetto. Okay, the entire infrastructure provision within the Alibaba cloud. So there, actually, I was supporting for the deployments and accesses. If any server getting crashed, so I will be troubleshooting and fixing. So, there after a few days, we moved this infrastructure application from Alibaba to AWS Cloud after 6 months. So actually, in Alibaba Cloud, I created the load balancers, Kafka instances, RDS, I mean Postgres instances, VM instances, cluster, Kubernetes cluster, Docker registries, and I designed this logs as well, simple log service, email service. So I worked there almost in Alibaba closely 1 year. So coming to this Azure, we had one of the project. The application was running in Azure. So there I created this AKS cluster, uh, v, VNet, VPC, and VMs. These things only I got a chance to create. So that experience was only 6 to 8 months. But in AWS is more than 4 years.
When I would, okay, I got it. When I assign you a task, or imagine a data engineer is going around and says he's got an issue with something deployed in his Kubernetes deployment. He deployed some kind of data pipeline in Kubernetes, and this stuff fails, and he's coming to you and says, "Hey, I've got an issue. Tell me what's going on." So how would you do that?
Okay, so first of all, to be honest, I didn't get a chance to sit and work with the data engineers team. But moreover, I work with the QA and development team. So I can even if the data engineer asks something, so I can definitely support him. Okay, so mostly the data pipeline will be getting failed due to the lack of accesses. So first I will be checking whether he is having necessary access or not. Accordingly, I will creating the access, granting the permission.
Wait, stop. This is not about, consider this is a job of a data engineer to check whether this access stuff is true. But he might not know what is happening in his. So he might know, if you're a data engineer and you've got a pipeline and this is attached to let's say 5 different databases and all are not responding, it's most likely that it's not about accessing the databases, but he has to get an idea about what is failing and where he needs to pay attention, and therefore he needs your help to get into it.
Okay. See, we need to check whether the database is actually running or not. Okay, if the database got stopped, so we cannot able to access it. So we have to make sure it should be run and accessible. And if he is writing any kind of pipeline, so we will be checking the logs. So within the logs, we can identify which issue exactly it is.
Yes, and how would you in Kubernetes check these logs?
Uh, I didn't get you. If you don't mind, can you explain me a bit more about it?
I said, how would you start inspecting logs in Kubernetes?
Okay, so actually we have installed this Prometheus and the Grafana, right? So from there I can able to see the pod logs also. Okay, if not directly, I will enter into this Kubernetes cluster where I am checking the pod logs, and if at any database, I mean stateful database got installed within our Kubernetes cluster, So we can check the logs as well by using this command kubectl logs and stateful set, I mean database for name and in which namespace it got created. That namespace we will be defining. Then we will executing that command. That time it will show the logs, and we will actually grepping with error and status code is 500, these kind of things. So it will show the exact log. In case if DB consumption getting more than 80 percentage, so that time also we cannot able to access it. So in that way,
Have you ever, hang on, have you ever worked with K9S?
K9S I used. Yes, I have used K9S.
Yes, because actually versus what?
Sorry?
I was just wondering, yes, because that's actually the way I always do it, because sure enough, you should have a Grafana and some log management in place and check the stuff and check the logs there, but
Okay.
it comes.
Understood. If you don't mind, can you just allow me 1 second? So my kids are coming here. I will throw them out outside.
Yeah, don't worry. Do what you have to do.
Thank you. Thank you. 1 second.
Yeah.
Hey, क्या बाबू चट्टन चलो मीटिंग है अल्लाह ना hey चलो अंदर వాళ్ళు వస్తా కదా ఒక 15 నిమిషాలు sorry for the inconvenience. Okay.
Okay, no problem at all. Okay, basically, yes, that's a bit about the tech stuff. I suppose that's what was fair idea what you did in your past. Are there any questions you want to know?
Yeah, I just have a question. So, is it a kind of any data engineering tool or it's into pure DevOps?
What again? I didn't get the question actually.
No, is it a like a pure data engineer role or DevOps? So DevOps.
It's more a bit of both actually. It's mostly DevOps, supporting the data engineers, and yes, supporting the data engineers. But you have to understand what a data engineer needs, and then give him or support him in creating his requirements. It also is a bit about. I suppose you never heard of Pergola before, which is just fine because it's very specialized tools and Continental is using it. I didn't know before as well, but it doesn't matter. It's quite easy to get it. Anyway, so yes, this is basically what's about.
Understood. See, definitely I can do. So whatever the requirements the data engineer needed. So before that, if you provide a KT session for 1 to 2 weeks, so definitely I can implement the required stuff.
Yeah. Was it a question?
So is it a existing role or it's a newly created role?
As I said before, it's kind of Continental had these kind of roles before, but since Continental is recreating, a lot of these things are new. Sometimes part of this is currently covered by external consultants, external people who are supporting this, but Continental wants to have hire more internal people, and this, so it's partially existing, but not with internal people currently in place.
Okay, understood. See, I have one more question. If I successful within this role, so what would be the my initial 90 days of challenges?
What would be your challenges? Actually, it's just, the normal DevOps challenges, which is basically at a certain point, you will face stuff you have not faced before, and you need to get into it fast. And then there are issues, trouble-solving stuff, like something is not working, someone is saying, hey, fix that for me,
Okay,
and stuff like this.
understood.
Yes, and sometimes also a bit setting up new infrastructure, for sure. Like we've got this Terraform. Currently, the infrastructure consists of 4 different Terraform GitHub repositories, which are kind of a bit mass unstructured. Not really, several people started working on this, and different people had different ideas. So there needs to be someone who says, okay, we've got this idea, a single place where Terraform stuff is set up, and we do it like this, and the pipeline looks like that, and yeah, just normal.
Understood.
Okie dokie. Yes, I suppose I've covered a great deal of stuff. Yes, I have a follow-up meeting as well in quite a few minutes, so let's wrap this up. So the next step actually will be I write write this short summary and send it over to Lavanya, and she might push that further to Christian. Christian, based on the stuff I wrote down, he decides, yeah, go further. No, don't go further. And we'll report back to Lavanya. If he's fine, there will be another meeting scheduled with him. And finally, we've got Niklas, as I said before, department lead, and he will do the final stuff, like whatever has to be in the contract and all this. Yeah. So that will be it. Then I have to say thank you for your time. It was a pleasure meeting you. And yes, I suppose Lavanya will get in touch with you.
Okay, understood. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Have a good day.
Yes, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.